got a lot to talk about today, so get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I'll talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like and subscribe, and let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Yeah, this is the latest video shared by AARO, taken in the Middle East in 2024, allegedly showing an unidentified object. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, hey, they can identify that object. It's a balloon. Of course, that's always the go-to answer for any UFO sighting. It's a balloon or a drone or whatever. But since it's released by AARO, you have to wonder, right? Very possible they could be releasing stuff just so that it can be debunked, to make the whole UFO field look nutty. That's totally possible. Wouldn't put it past them. That's right in line with, what I believe as their character. Now, it's hard to tell how fast this thing is moving. It looks like it's booking along pretty good. I'm not seeing any jostling like I would expect from a balloon. I don't really see this as being a balloon, but hey, like I say, it's AARO, so, take anything they put out with a grain of salt. They've debunked things like the gimbal and go fast that are legit UFO events, whatever the heck they are. They're very anomalous. So if they're actually putting stuff out, to be considered as possible UFO sightings, you have to wonder if it's legit. So let me know if you think it's legit in the comments below. Meanwhile, is Shane Frakes actually Scott Andrews? I did a piece on Shane claiming to be Scott Andrews, who was in the GATE program as a child and has a book coming out in the near future. Well, Shane Frakes also claims to have been in the GATE program as a child, where the control group took him and other children because they needed their psychic abilities to interact with UFOs and bring some down. And there's a lot of worms in that particular can. So is Shane actually Scott Andrews as he claimed to be? Well, this is a post from Engaging the Phenomenon, who actually talked to Shane not too far back and is in touch with him. It says, sorry to report that Shane Frakes is not the actual Scott Andrews, according to a number of credible sources, who is a singular person. There may be more to Shane's story in regards to Scott Andrews' story overall, but he hasn't contacted me back to clarify the context. If he can somehow clarify his position, I am happy to listen with an open mind. I am also sorry to hear about whatever Skywatcher ordeal Shane is referring to. I really like Shane, so I hope he knows there are people here for him. Shane replies saying, ask yourself why the fake name, talking about Scott Andrews. Will they show their faces and gifts, or will it just be another story? I can tell you who it was supposed to be, and also tell you it is mostly hyperbole, the Scott Andrews story. I, on the other hand, do not have to spin tall tales or yarns to get out information about consciousness. Okay, and he goes on to talk about other things. He says, I am Scott Andrews' boss. Okay, so he's now the employer of Scott Andrews. He was claiming to be Scott Andrews. Now he's saying he's his boss. He says, the book is mostly BS spun by the IC community to get out the information about abilities I use and talk about. Everything in that book is an exaggeration. I, on the other hand, am not. When it comes out, watch. So I, of course, replied, Shane, are you saying you were literally Scott's boss and that his information was manipulated by the intelligence community, who nonetheless want to get this information out there? James is right. Some context would be helpful, because James Iandoli from Engaging the Phenomenon had said, by all means, Shane, I am willing to listen. Tell your side of the story with respect to the people involved and without crossing any legal lines. You have to understand, everyone here is looking from the outside in. They don't know what you know. They don't have the context. So please understand people's confusion or even doubt. Shane says, I wouldn't take anything in that book seriously, but that's on you. I'm not that invested in it. This will all make sense soon, I promise. Okay, it's going to make sense soon, guys. All right, well, I look forward to that. Shane also says Scott Andrews involves a lot of people, to be honest. Now, we just heard James say that Scott was a singular person. So I'm curious about this comment. The intelligence community interacts in the community, the UFO community, and spins yarns about hybrids and MK Ultra pasts. So he's saying hybrids aren't real or MK Ultra isn't real. I'm very confused about Shane's information here. They tore apart a community as advertising for Scott Andrews' memoir. What better advertising than talking about the things that are supposed to be in that book that should make you sick? You were almost pushed over the edge or the ledge with a lot of this to prepare for a book filled with BS about the things I do. So yeah, getting a lot of mixed signals and maybe a little self-aggrandizement from Shane Frakes here. He may very well have been in the GATE program as a child, and he has written many posts talking about this stuff and about consciousness abilities in general. I'm inclined to think there is some there, which is why I'm willing to talk about him. Others are as well, like James. But what is the truth of all of this? Maybe we'll find out in the near future. I am looking forward to that book. Whatever Shane says, if the intelligence community is using that book to get out information about psionic abilities, as Shane is suggesting, then that means the control group wants this information out there, which is really interesting. So let me know what you think about it all in the comments below. Meanwhile, John Greenwald is reporting that the alleged BAASS leaker is back with new images and some damning allegations. I won't vouch for the claims themselves, but given their history of posting these documents, it's noteworthy. And what are the damning allegations? Well, he says, the leaker says, ask why Lou Elizondo would visit Jeremy Corbell's personal home multiple times over many, many weekends in order to train Jeremy. Training for what exactly? If this is going to be refuted by Jeremy, then I will leak images of when Jeremy secretly took pictures of Lou being at his house for days on end. This is very concerning. More importantly, however, ask why Jay Stratton prevented multiple engineers from getting their own labs. Did Jay not want various engineers who focused on rotating capacitors to succeed in tapping zero-point energy? Who was Jay working for? And if Jay denies this, then I will continue to post things that these spooks do not realize that I have. So, is that what it's all about? Is the BAASS leak really, a Trojan horse designed to make us doubt Lou Elizondo and Jay Stratton? That's where my mind goes. Of course, who knows? Maybe he's totally on the level. Maybe Jay Stratton is involved in suppressing technology. If he is working on technical stuff on behalf of the UFO control group, which honestly wouldn't surprise me, then that might be part of his mission. That's part of their mission, obviously, is suppressing this sort of technology. So he may be obligated to carry out their agenda. That honestly wouldn't surprise me if that were the case. I'll be curious to see what Jeremy Corbell has to say, if he talks about this at all, about these meetings with Lou Elizondo. It doesn't surprise me at all that Jeremy Corbell is or was meeting with Lou, Jeremy and George and Ross and, all these guys regularly interact with people like Lou Elizondo. So, but anyway, let me know what your temperature is on this. Of course, we're referring to the leaker of the BAASS material. I've talked about him several times and gone over some of his information. I'm very skeptical on some of this stuff, especially bad-mouthing people like Lou or Jay. Makes me wonder if that's what it's all designed to do. But hey, maybe not. That's just my take. Let me know your take in the comments below. Meanwhile, check out this great video, drone video in Poland in, I think, 2024. This object, there's just flies very fast across the screen. Reminds me a lot of the Beaver, Utah video, if you've ever seen that, which is an amazing video of an object very similar to this. In the Beaver case, Yeah, the Beaver UFO just flies right by the camera. I'm going so fast the camera can barely make out any details of it. And it could very well be like a tic tac kind of thing, which is what this kind of makes me think of too. Do you think that's a tic tac? What do you think that is? Is that a bug? Is that a bird? Is that a drone? What do you think that object is? I think this is a pretty great sighting of a fast moving object. And it's flying at about the same distance from the ground as the Beaver, Utah UFO, and going over a somewhat populated area. In the Beaver, Utah video, it was coming from the mountains and more of a desert environment, but it was going toward a small town. So, yeah, what are these things doing, guys? Who's piloting them or controlling them? Are these human? If these are human, why are they flying around all over the place in rural areas and small towns? What is their mission? If it's alien, if it's NHI, what is their mission? Is it surveillance? Is it energy grids? What are they doing? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Meanwhile, what the heck are these things? We have this possibly fleet of UFOs or a bunch of air debris. I don't know what these weird looking things are. They're just kind of drifting along. They're not doing any fancy maneuvers or anything that you could say was like a controlled flight or anything. But I don't know what these things are. They don't look like balloons to me. I don't know what this is supposed to be. They're rising upward. This is just really weird, anomalous footage. I think it's anomalous. It's weird. It's weird, guys. So yeah, let me know if you think this is alien or UFO, or if this is some sort of aerial debris caused by a rocket launch or something. What is this crazy footage? The story that goes with it from Paul Greco. I was taking care of my neighbor's cat, Mr. Lucky. Yeah, after feeding him, and this was May 29th, by the way. After feeding him, I got the feeling I should look out the window that overlooks the beautiful Hudson River. It was cloudy and overcast. Because I had a recent sighting from the same exact window, I started to project positive and loving thoughts to the universe and any non-human intelligence that might be listening. About 5 minutes later, I start to see many small and larger black or dark objects moving north in a formation. They look like balls or spheres moving among each other. It's hard to say, but I would guess each ball to be approximately 24 inches wide, and there were at least 80 of them, and they were possibly 1,500 feet in altitude. I have no idea what I videotaped. I don't know what you videotaped either, man. This is crazy, weird-looking footage. Again, they're not doing any controlled maneuvers, not going up and down or sideways, or just kind of drifting along with the wind as balloons or something would do. But I don't know if those are balloons. So let me know if you think those are balloons or something else altogether different in the comments below. Meanwhile, Christopher Sharp has written a great article from Liberation Times talking about the UFO cover-up and also beings. He talks about bodies. He talks about living beings. He talks about Nordics. He also relates this interesting story about how aliens were actually at a particular crop circle, specifically the Mayan crop circle. This one right here, very interesting, Mayan-ish crop circle, I guess. Some individuals believe that a crop circle depicting a Mayan headdress found near Silbury Hill, England in 2009 is a message linked to the Mayan long count calendar ending in 2012. Yeah, that's what Google had to say. Okay, getting back to the story. On July 6, 2009, an off-duty Wiltshire police sergeant was driving west along the A4 past Silbury Hill, a 129-foot prehistoric chalk mound and UNESCO World Heritage Landmark, when three figures in white coveralls appeared in a field opposite. Thinking they were forensic officers, he braked hard, climbed out, and walked toward them. The trio were crouched over the barley beside the so-called Mayan crop circle, an imprint that case investigator Andy Russell later told Liberation Times was definitely man-made. Okay, so this is a man-made crop circle beside a mound, and you've got beings there. Andy Russell recounts what happened next, according to the police sergeant who has kept his identity secret to this day. They, the three beings, seemed to be inspecting the crop. When he got to the edge of the field, he heard what he believed to be a sound not dissimilar to static electricity. This crackling noise seemed to be running through the field, and the crop was moving gently, close to where this noise was moving. He felt the hair on his arms and back of his neck raise up. He shouted to the figures who at first ignored him, not glancing at him. When he tried to enter the field, they looked up and began running. He said, "They ran faster than any man I have ever seen. I'm no slouch, but they were moving so fast. I looked away for a second, and when I looked back, they were gone. I then got scared. The noise was still around, but I got an uneasy feeling and headed for the car. For the rest of the day, I had a pounding headache I couldn't shift." That is just fascinating. So there you go. There's the mound. There's the crop circle. There's the tall beings. And there's the highway. Okay, that is just super fascinating. What a weird story. The witness's credibility was underscored by coverage in a mainstream broadsheet, even though no physical UAP were reported in this particular incident. But encounters featuring tall Nordic-looking entities have been woven into the UAP narrative ever since the 47 Roswell crash. So there you go. I don't know if the Roswell beings were particularly human-looking or Nordic, but there you go, a possible sighting of NHI near a human-made crop circle, near a huge, interesting mound. I would think that the activity, the NHI activity, would probably be more sparked by the mound than the man-made crop circle, but maybe it's the aliens looking at the competition. They've been running around making their own crop circles, and they see a human one, and they say, "Hey, that's interesting. Let's check that out." Meanwhile, I haven't had time to watch this yet. It's almost 3 hours long, but I'm going to try to make time to watch it. Trevor Grassi has a new video going through the research on the megastructure, the potential megastructure under the Khafre Pyramid in the Giza Plateau. I can't wait to find out more information about this thing. I don't want the story to go away. I want more researchers to get involved. I hope this thing can be corroborated, that there is actually a giant megastructure or an underground city under the Giza Plateau, and that we can actually identify it and get some data on it, that we can verify that this thing is real. Because this would upset our entire notion of history, our entire understanding of history, at least according to mainstream science. If there is a massive megastructure under the Khafre Pyramid or the Great Pyramid, then the ancient Egyptians that we know and love did not build that thing. So that can only have been accomplished by high technology wielded by the ancients. Whether that's ancient NHI or ancient humans remains unclear, but really intriguing. I think that would be evidence for Atlantis. I think that might even be the smoking gun for Atlantis. I think that Trevor is probably going over the existing research, but there may be some new nuggets in here. So if you guys have seen this video, let me know what timestamps I should check out. And for everybody else, I wanted to direct your attention to this awesome looking video from Trevor Grassi going over what may be something that could entirely change our understanding of history and prove the existence of Atlantis. But let me know what you guys think about it all in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Hit the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media. There's Facebook and Twitter links below. Love to see you guys there if you want to support Cosmic Road in a bigger way. Look at that guy. He's pretty cute. Grab a t-shirt or a coffee mug. Become a channel member. Channel members are rock stars. And I really do appreciate you guys' support. He does too. Yeah, there are plenty of other videos on the channel, guys. And I'll see you next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road signing out.